right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I'm Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners, weekend edition, and I also want to summarize what happened this week because it was a big week and a lot went on. So, we talk about Bitcoin and the miners all the time on this channel. If you are new here or if you have not subscribed yet, please do us a favor and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if everybody could please smash the like button, it helps the channel out a lot and it helps get this video out to more people. So, I really appreciate it. I've done a few new analysis that we're going to go through that have to do with how the week went. And I want to look at Friday's big board to see where we closed out the week. Then we'll go look at a summary of the activity of the week. Then I want to look at what's going on with Bitcoin over the weekend because we have been paying close attention to see if this, what I'm calling a relief rally, can continue. So we're at a little bit of a key point right now. So I just wanted to check in and show everybody where we're at. It's likely I'm going to do another video tomorrow based on how things play out tonight and tomorrow morning. But we will see. So for now, let's start with the Bitcoin miner big board. This is where all of the miners ended on Friday at the end of the day. A lot of downward pressure in the market. The market had a big down day. And in addition to that, I think there was an awful lot of profit taking. And when you get to the schedules that I put together, you'll see there was a lot of profits to take this week. So I think that's why we have this red day here on Friday. CleanSpark was down 11.8, almost 12%. Bitfarms was down 10.6%. Okay, so this is just a quick chart I put together. This is what all of the Bitcoin miners did just this 1 week. So this is the week ended Friday, July 22nd. So in those 5 trading days, you'll see there were some massive moves. So once again, I want to point out, we're seeing a trend. All Bitcoin miners are not created equal. They used to kind of move together as a group, but we're seeing some pretty big variations between the leaders and the laggers in this group. This week was no different. In fact, it was exaggerated more than usual. Stronghold actually led the week. Now, Stronghold's been down more than almost all the other Bitcoin miners. So it has had a rally for the last few weeks. Like I said, it had one day that it was up 50% on the day. So Stronghold ended up 63% this week. That's a dramatic move to the upside. Marathon continues their roll. They were up 54% this week. And we're also going to look at month to date to put in comparison. Marathon's been on a roll all month. They're up 54% this week. HUT was up 30% this week. Riot was up 28% this week. And I would say, really, this month, those three are the three that have separated themselves. Marathon, HUT, and Riot have been very steady, positive performers. And all the rest of them you'll see are kind of grouped together from, as low as 8 up to 17%. But this 13, 14, 15 area seems to be about average. But that means the average Bitcoin miner, despite the fact that they were down huge on Friday, still had a very nice week, up 10 or 15%. So I think that's important to see. There's only one miner that was down on the week, and that is Mawson, stock ticker MIGI. They were down 7%. They have had a series of their own problems. I did a separate video on them. They're trying to work through their issues. They put out their monthly update at the end of the week, and production was down drastically month over month from May to June. So that did not help matters. They were already headed in the wrong direction as a stock based on some other news. Some tie-ins that they have with Celsius, most specifically. When we look at the month to date, you'll see Marathon's in first place by a mile. They're up 133% on the month, even though Friday was a red day. Stronghold's up 80% on the month. Riot's up 70% on the month. HUT is up 55% on the month. So like I said, those are kind of the leaders right now. They seem to be consistently overperforming. There's a drop off from there, and then it kind of winds down. So there's a lot of these in the 20 to 30 range. So to me, Bitfarms and CleanSpark seem to be the two that jump out at me as lagging behind, that maybe will have a run and catch up. But again, please do your own due diligence. This is not financial advice. That's just what I see when I look at this chart. This is the market cap of all the Bitcoin miners as of Friday. So I just want to put this in perspective because you can see there's a vast discrepancy. So these numbers are in millions. So you'll see essentially Marathon is now a $1.3 billion company. And remember, they're up 133% in the last 3 weeks. So, this was a $500 or $600 million company just a few weeks ago. However, 8 months ago, this was a $7 or $8 billion company. So, the rebound of these Bitcoin miners has only just begun. And we may go backwards again before we go forwards, but these stocks are still down the better part of 80, 85%. Some of them are still down 90 or more percent. So you can see that from a market cap standpoint, Marathon and Riot are number 1 and 2. Core Scientific was number one for quite some time, but they have a massive amount of debt and their stock is just getting beaten up badly. You can see they're no longer even competitive for the top two, despite the fact that they mine significantly more Bitcoin than any of the other Bitcoin miners. So as you bear in mind price, because this is why I like to show market cap, a lot of these trade around a similar price. You know, BitDigital and Bitfarms might be almost the same price at $1.50, but that doesn't mean they're the same market cap, right? You'll see Bitfarms is a $274 million company and BitDigital is a $151 million company. So it is important to remember market cap, not just stock price, even though in the short term, sometimes stocks trade on their price. But in the long run, these will trade on market cap and valuation. Okay, so let's just talk about Bitcoin for a minute. We'll look at the Bitcoin chart and just update a little bit what we were looking to have happen versus what's happening here this weekend. So if you watch my daily updates, you'll know that for about a month now, I've been talking about the fact that I think we have already bottomed out. We may be bouncing along a bottom, but I think we have hit our lowest low at around 17,500. And we've been talking about the fact that we're in the middle of a nice relief rally, and the numbers just showed that. So what we're looking to see is, can this relief rally continue? So that's what I just want to quickly check in today. And then again, I want to wait until the weekend develops some more, and maybe tomorrow afternoon we'll get a little more insight, but it's worth checking into because we're kind of once again at a little bit of an inflection point here, so it does matter what happens for the next 24 hours. So as always, there's an orange line on here where the market closed on the previous day. So this is Friday at the end of the equity markets. Bitcoin was trading at 22,586. So despite the fact that this looks like a lot of up and down, it's actually a very tight range. We peaked here at just over 23,000. And, you know, about a day later, our low here was at just about 22,000. There's a lot of weekend left, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so this is Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame. So I have this set up to show you both the Bitcoin activity, the RSI activity, and the MACD activity, because they're all in a similar pattern here. I'm gonna start on the RSI. You can see back on June 13th, we had about a 1 week nice run up in the RSI, and that corresponded with this run up right here in Bitcoin. So these three yellow arrows are all identical. I made this arrow right here and I copied it over to here and to here. So they're literally identical. Starting again on June 30th, we had the same run up in the 4-hour RSI, and you can see that led to this run up in Bitcoin, this time getting up to about 22,200. Now, most recently on July 12th, we got back into oversold territory on the 4-hour RSI, and now we've run all the way back up to overbought territory, so the same exact yellow arrow. And that resulted in this very nice run up in Bitcoin, which actually peaked on the 20th at 24,277. So the question is, are we still moving up from here, or has this rally run out of steam and we need to reset ourselves? So what I want to look at is this area right here. On the 4-hour time frame, you'll see on the 4-hour time frame, I put a circle right here, and that's a blank spot because the RSI right now is at 45. So mostly we hope that the RSI stays over 50. That is the bullish territory. It has bumped a little bit under 50. It's at 45. So it needs to either quickly recover and then see if we can have another nice run up here, or we're going to have to repeat this whole cycle and fill in this gap, get back down to an oversold position before we start another run up. So the reason I bring this up is we're at 45. So that is still very close to 50, which is neutral. 45 still in that neutral range. So there's still a chance we bounce off of this point. So that's what I'm going to check in tomorrow to see, did we bounce off of this and the rally continues, or do we need to spend, and again, this is really only about 2 days worth of activity. If we keep going this way, that would probably mean we have a couple of days more of downward pressure before the 4-hour RSI resets and maybe we can take another run. So we did the same thing on the daily RSI. This yellow arrow mirrors the run that we had a month ago. So you can see we've come to the end of that yellow arrow, which means that amount of time has passed, but the run still continues. So I added this green portion, which is just a direct extension of this line. So you'll see on the daily RSI, we are now testing this arrow. We can go a little below it, but the key is we are at 53 right now on the daily RSI. So I do think if we get under 50 on the daily RSI, that will most likely indicate that this run has run out of steam and we probably have to reset, and that could be 1 or 2 or 3 weeks versus just 1 or 2 days on the 4-hour RSI. So for me, the key over the next 24 hours is I'm going to be looking to make sure, do we stay above 50 on the daily RSI? That is the number one thing I'm going to be looking for. Okay, so this is the 200-week moving average. And again, we spent over a month under this 200-week moving average for Bitcoin. That's never, ever happened before. About 5 days ago, we did reclaim this. We closed above it on the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd, although we closed, right at the line yesterday, the 22nd. And now today, you can see we've opened just under the line, and we've been under this 200-week moving average all day. So over the next several days, we want to pay attention to this. We do not want to turn this into resistance. We did pop above this. It looked like we were testing this line, but now we need to see if this test is failing and we are headed lower. And again, that would correspond with the daily RSI. So if we see the daily RSI start to pop under 50, and we see another candle tomorrow that is starting under the 200-week moving average and moving down in the red direction. You'll see this is our 4th red candle in a row. So you can have a little pullback in the middle of even a relief rally, but we are at the brink right now, in my opinion. So when we were in this area, we were very confident and we did get the rest of this nice bump up, but now we're back here in a very neutral spot. So that's all I wanted to communicate. We're kind of on the brink right now. I'd like to see some positive action in the next 24 hours, meaning that we stay above 50 on the daily RSI, maybe that we bounce off of that 45 spot on the 4-hour RSI, and let's see if we can take a run at getting back close to or above this 200-week moving average. So that's all I got for you today. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.